towards sleeping time for so many people, and some people lost sleep, others lost sleep out of excitement, others out of pain, but that's how it is. But if you stayed in last night up to right now, if you are buying last night and price went against you, right now things are looking very good, and yeah, it's good to have such results taking place. Yeah, so for the Ichimoku cloud, for the indicator of Ichimoku on the GBP USD on the 1 hour time frame, yeah, the Chiku span is above price. The price itself is above the cloud currently, and yeah, so 26 periods ahead, the cloud is starting to form a bullish pattern. It's starting to become bullish. It's not yet bullish, but it's starting to form that kind of the sandy brown cloud is starting to form, and that is that's what we're looking for the reversal. But we don't yet have the confirmation that the GBP USD has actually reversed from this downward trend where it has been to the above. But this is a very good sign. Price being above the cloud, been above the cloud for a very long time, and now that it's there, it's a very good sign. We could be having a reversal anytime soon. Yeah, so price is now heading back downwards. If you trade news, you know what's happening. You have your big lot in there. Maybe you had a positive $80. Now it is positive 60, and instead of closing, you wanted to go back to 80, and things could work out against you. So it's better to take the small profit that you have, and yeah, so that you have some peace. Yeah, so let's take a look at some charts. I think most of the charts that we are looking at yesterday, this is the Euro USD. It's also somehow bullish, not bullish all the way, but just somehow. Yeah, so it's not yet reversing like we had expected. Yesterday I spoke about a possible reversal taking place here, but yeah, so this cloud here, the Ichimoku cloud, has gone back. It's looking bearish. This cloud here, 26 periods in front, it's looking bearish, and the Chiku span has gone back below the price. And yeah, so we don't yet have the not only don't we have the confirmation for a bullish trend, yeah, but we have what could be now a bearish trend. This cloud has become bearish, and that's what we are looking at right now. So we can't start buying yet. We still have to wait for these bearish movements. Maybe if we take a look at the RSI and the relative strength index and see what's happening there, right? So we have this, the price actually hit the oversold position so many times in this downward movement. And yeah, so right now we have this lowest bottom, but price is still oversold. So maybe we are going to have some price movement that is above the RSI, but then below this previous move. For example, if you take a look at this GBP USD, it has now moved above the cloud, but on the RSI, we have price coming from an oversold position, and then we have price dropping above here. So we have, we have price moving steadily from an oversold position, and it's now above and it's heading upwards. Whereas this one here, these bottoms are way below this bottom here, which was oversold. And yeah, so that gives us a good rise. Gives us a good rise, and we could have a bullish trend forming there. So that's what we are looking for on the Euro USD, but we don't have it yet. We have these bottoms on the RSI. They are still oversold. We don't have another bottom that is above the oversold position, when the price itself is below this bottom on the price. So that is something to look out for. Yeah, so other charts we're looking at yesterday, we can go through them one by one and see we see the progress that we have made. You know, these prices, these charts don't actually change so much. It's a few things that change on these charts, and you just have to be patient and actually wait for these events to give you some movement. Yeah, so now we are going to look at these charts one by one. Though we looked at them yesterday, we're going to see how much progress we have made. So we're going to see where price was yesterday morning and where price is right now. So these are the charts which I had posted on the Telegram group. If you're not part of that group, you can just join it. You can just search for Trading Dawn on Telegram, or you can search for BVB Trade FX, and then you'll get your way there. Yeah, so the first chart, let's look at the Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar. Yeah, so this one with the RSI, we're looking at these falling tops. Yeah, the falling tops. So these are the charts on the Telegram group. These are falling tops, and then these rising tops here. And that was divergence to give us some kind of a bearish move. And now we have another top here. I think this is what many people call shoulders. So we have another top here that that gives us this push. That gives us this push downwards. Another top that formed there with this RSI. It wasn't higher than the previous one, but it just confirmed the third. This is point A, point B, and we have point C here that gave us this bearish move. Yeah, so price, today it has become bearish again. It was bullish. Yesterday it dropped to this level here. Yesterday then it rose up again. But what we're looking for is a bearish move to confirm this divergence that we have. So that is the channel there touching these points. Okay, touching the points that we had yesterday. We had this point A, point B, then points that was confirmed yesterday. Now price has broken below. It's a very good break. You can see even here there's some tail going up here, then price touching there and continuing to move downwards. So there's a good break. So price could continue moving downwards there. If it does, you should collect about 26 pips downwards, around there. Yeah, so that's the Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar. So here it's better to take, it was good to take a bullish move there, but sometimes things are very unpredictable. Yeah, so the GBP USD, we've looked at it. USD CHF, the 1 hour time frame, it was bearish yesterday. These are the moving averages that we had, an average of one of 50 and one of 20. Those are the averages that were giving us our trend formations. So this one here was bearish yesterday, but now yesterday, okay, it touched the 61.8. Let me look for this. Where the bottom is, where this trend started forming. Okay, maybe just around there. Okay, so yeah, so looking at this, looking at the Fibonacci's, price had actually hit this 61.8, where it normally the last point to sell if you're selling. Or if you're buying at 61.8 is one area whereby when your price switches there, maybe you start looking for another chart. It's very rare for price to go below there. So, we started having this kind of, bullish movement has started happening, and the averages have crossed again. And yeah, there was a good sign to buy. We have this, we have this divergence. So divergence is something, it's something that's common, especially where these reversals happen, either short term or long term. There's always some kind of divergence taking place. We have these lower bottoms and these higher bottoms, and they give us this nice move. Yeah, so that move was about 45 pips. Those are very many pips. So that is one. That's another chart that has now somehow become bullish. If it continues to buy, then the prediction for what's going to happen, price has hit the 50.0. Maybe if price goes above this level here sometime in the future, we could trade to the 61.8. So if price gets there, you can get about 10 pips. Not so many. The previous trend is not so big. So let's move on to the next chart, the Australian dollar versus the Swiss franc. So it's another chart that it has now become somehow bullish. The averages have crossed there, and there isn't really anything pointing to apart from these averages crossing. Maybe some other indicators can give you some kind of price, some kind of prediction. But anyway, this chart is in the 4-hour time frame, which is what we looked at yesterday. It's not yet in the 1-hour time frame. The averages have crossed and all, but in the 4-hour time frame, we are still, you can still look out for a selling opportunity. Maybe, it's not very predictable right now. But maybe if price crosses below this 50.0, we can probably sell to this 61.8. There are about 25 pips in there. If price continues being bullish, if it breaks this 23.6 level, if it breaks that level, then we have a new trend moving upwards. So this one just needs some patience. But it could easily go bearish because price is generally bearish there. Another chart was the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. That one was also it also looked a bit bearish yesterday. But then there is this kind of these countries. The good thing about Forex, it shows you which countries are connected to each other. This news that came was affecting Britain, but it's making all these other charts jump. Australia, New Zealand, they are all jumping for joy. They are all moving in unexpected ways. So somehow these countries could be connected to Britain, because that has worked well for Britain, has worked well for Australia and New Zealand. So that this one here has somehow stalled this downward move. Maybe it will become bearish. Maybe anything can happen. We just wait and see for this chart. So this one needs some patience. Maybe you can scalp it on smaller time frames, or you can just wait for it. Let's move to the next chart, the euro versus the Swiss franc. This one was also bearish yesterday, and it's still in that state. It's not yet, it's in a sideways market. There's nothing much to see there. So one more chart. Another chart is the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. So it's a major currency, this one. So it is still also, it is in a sideways movement on the 4-hour chart. Maybe it will go bearish if it breaks below this. Support, then you're going to have a bearish move. So here you have one point to watch out for is this support level here. If price comes down and breaks below there, you can sell downwards. If it continues upwards, maybe above this previous area of resistance just there, then you can buy, but it's not yet very predictable. Another chart is euro versus the Australian dollar. So this one we're waiting. Yesterday we were waiting for a reversal on the 1-hour chart, and we have our reversal. It looks like we have actually got our reversal here. So this is one good thing that has come out from that analysis. And these are long term, these ones are for long term, and they're unbiased. So yeah, it's good to have results from such from these charts. So now this one here, we had these climbing tops and these falling tops, whatever you can call it, climbing tops, raising tops. Yeah, so we had this, this gave us the divergence to, to sell, and we're looking for, yesterday price was around, it was around here, it was above, it was somewhere up here, and, right now, it is, it's about 70 pips in profit so far. From that point when this, from when these averages crossed, yesterday morning, price was just somewhere slightly above here. We're having this kind of sideways move, but it has now reversed, and we can continue selling. Maybe if I put these Fibonacci's from this bottom where it started rising to the top, there you can see that price is now at the 38.2, somehow bounced off the 50.0. Yeah, maybe we can continue to this 61.8, maybe, or somewhere to that 50.0. Yeah, but it's already 70 pips, and that's a good number of pips. Yeah, another chart yesterday which was very, very predictable was the CHF versus the JPY. Yeah, so for this chart yesterday we were buying. That was the obvious thing to do, to buy. This was the most predictable chart. One, because we had a clear reversal, and we had these bottoms going up. This stuff might seem monotonous, but I can assure you this stuff can save your account. Yeah, so we have these climbing tops, this falling, the climbing bottoms, the falling bottoms, and the reversal happening there, and price has actually moved so well. So yesterday morning, price was around, it was around here. Then yesterday by 2, when this program was running, it was about 42 pips in, and we had that drop through the night, and now, yeah, it has moved back, about 60 pips, about 60 pips so far, which is not bad. It's actually very, very good. Yeah, so that's a good trade from yesterday, from the most predictable chart. Yeah, it has moved as it had been predicted, which is quite good. So when a chart is very predictable, you go for that one. It's like hunting down an animal that's about to die. No one will know that animal is about to die. You just come home with a lion head, and people will celebrate that you're one hell of a hunter. Okay, so the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar. I think that will be, it's not the last chart, but anyway, let me look for it. Yeah, so this chart, it is bearish, and that was the expectation on the 4-hour chart. That's what we are looking at. So this was also somehow it was somehow bearish yesterday, but on the Telegram group I talked about a triangle touching these bottoms and also these tops. Yeah, so what happens with triangles? They normally break through the weaker end, like this one here. This one was the weaker zone, because when you look at the support levels, the time frame on the support levels is quite smaller than the one with the resistance. So this one going up is a bit stronger than this one, and the price is barely bearish. We have this kind of reversal that took place there. So this one was supposed to go down, and yeah, it looked like it could have reversed yesterday and become bullish because of this upward move. But clearly the bearish side has but the bearish side has actually broken. And what I wrote yesterday on the Telegram group was, a break below will give us a very good bearish trend. And yeah, so we have that happening right now, about 53 pips in profit. Yeah, which is quite, which is good. It feels good to have these trades running. You can. So another one which was bearish was the New Zealand dollar versus the CHF. That one was bearish yesterday, and Let me look for it. Nzd Chf. Yeah, that one was bearish yesterday. Now, this news affecting Britain has somehow affected New Zealand and Australia as well. It has given it some kind of a bullish move. But, price is still bearish. We still have this. We don't yet have confirmation for a downward trend. But what we have is, price didn't really go to the oversold position. But then we have here point A. So maybe we wait for price to go below this this low point, so that we have our point B with a rising RSI, or to have more points moving downwards, that we have our reversals taking place. Yeah, so I think that's the last chart for today. Yeah, and so those are the charts that we looked at yesterday. Where even tomorrow we're going to look at these same charts, and we see how far they have progressed. And maybe some new charts will come in over the weekend. I'll be communicating all that on the Telegram group. Whenever there's a new chart, I will be putting it there. The charts of interest. There are so many charts. There are about 60 charts. But the charts that are of interest, I put them on the Telegram group. Then we just follow through them during this program, and we see how much progress we are making on these charts. So where the fundamental events have interrupted the flow of the trends, mainly Britain, Australia, and New Zealand. So all these countries, they even have flags that look alike. But anyway, so those events from Britain have affected all of them, and they're all bullish against all the other secondary currencies. But that's okay. The other charts are still moving in the positive directions, and some of them are more predictable than others. So we just keep looking at those charts and see only the predictable ones. The ones which are difficult, we can leave them out. There is no point in going for charts which are difficult. You go for the easy ones that you make easy money, and your account will grow like that. No one will ever blame you for trading an easy chart. Yeah. Besides, it's not always easy. You look for charts where they are predictable. I think that's where, so looking for a weak spot in the market. Yeah, that's where you make the money from. Yeah, so tomorrow we shall look at this again and see how far they have gone. And, the build-up for non-farm payrolls has started taking place. A new month is about to begin, a new first Friday of the month. So the build-up has begun. Let's start doing analysis for the previous non-farm payrolls, the unemployment rates, the underemployment rates for America, so that we get a proper prediction for that event that will come. The last one was nice, so this next one here we should also get it as well, and make some short-term trades and make some short-term money in those non-farm payrolls. Yeah, so if you're not on the Telegram group, you can join it. Just search for this program's name, Trading Dawn, or you search for BVB Trade FX, and you'll easily get there. Join in, and people are posting many charts. There are guys who trade 15-minute charts, 5-minute charts. They are posting their charts there. You can scalp and make some money. And the good thing, whenever they put their charts, they inform everyone to enter, or those who want to. Then when they're exiting, they also warn others to also exit, which is quite good. So you can make a lot of money by following so many people. There are no restrictions on posting these charts. If you're skeptical about someone's analysis, you can always use your own analysis to see if it favors what you're programmed to think. You can't think like everyone. You can't have a million types of analysis in your head. You always have your own strategy that works for you. So if someone's analysis fits in your strategy, then you can take on that trade and make some money like that. Yeah, so if you're not on the Telegram group for the last time, you can just search for Trading Dawn or search for BVB Trade FX, and you will get there, and you'll join the group of traders who are there. So many young and very gifted people there. And someone was asking, how long does it take to actually master Forex trading? Those days it would take a very long period of time, but now it can take a very short period of time, because so many people have gone through so many things, and there's a lot of information there about what to do and what not to do. So if you follow that advice from so many people, then you're going to avoid making many mistakes, and you can actually master, trading within 1 year, or even less than a year. You can become a very good trader if you follow advice, and if you watch out for the mistakes that others have made. Then you won't have to go through all those mistakes. It can take you a whole year to just experience something and learn from an experience. But if someone has already gone through it, then you can just study that, and then you can avoid it, and that will cut short your time to mastering the art. Yeah, so that's it for today. Have a good day. Goodbye.